Sort of thing in that earlier as well. So last day, always busy, isn't it?
Brendan, can you bring us up to speed with Moussa? Is there any developments as yet?
Nothing. No more. Moussa was in today, so with the squad, but nothing further.
You walked off training after a chat with you. Didn't look too enthusiastic, I have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's very important that I protect the environment as well. You know, we have to have everyone working. But like I say, he was best to be inside this morning.
Was that your decision to take off the training ground then?
I just want to have a chat with him really, and like I say, best for him to go inside and let the others work. And you know, there were 2 new boys in training today, which was great. And as I said, the squad trained very well this morning.
Is he in a state of mind to play on Sunday?
It's highly unlikely. It's highly unlikely. So, but like I say, you never know. In the next 24 hours, 40 hours, so we'll see.
Do you expect him still to be here and after midnight tonight?
Well, I think the club have made it clear in terms of to his representatives and to himself where it's at. If there's any change in that over this period, we'll see. But yeah, it's currently where it's at. What I said last night after the game.
Would that change be in you finding a replacement for him?
Well, it's a bit more than that. It's, you know, I think what's very important here is that it is our overall culture and environment. You know, I think we have players in the building, of course, in terms of Hodgson and Lee and Ryan Christie, who come on last night and done great. And of course, we you know, if you lose a player of say Moussa's quality, then of course you would like to replace that. But if you can't, there's still a bigger picture to it all, which is about again protecting how we work. So, but like I say, nothing really has changed too much from what I said last night. So that's where it's at.
Sorry, Brendan, is there a worry though that if his head isn't in the right place and you know, he's unhappy around the squad and the team, could that not have a bigger impact?
Yeah, and I think that's something, like I say, I need to be aware of that, which I am. Of course, there's certain players, of course, that could be disappointed not to get a move, and like I say, they can come back and play and work well. But there may be some players that can't do that. So, but overall, as the manager, you need to ensure that you oversee all of that. Because, like I say, my job is always to protect the club. You know, it's the best interest of the club, and the club is the players that are here, how they work, how hard they work, and like I've always said, the money's in their bank every month, at the end of the month. So you have to work. You know, there's no getting away from it. And like I say, I'll always make what I think is the best interest of the club.
When you look at his Twitter feed, Brendan, whoever was tweeting from it, I guess it might have been him, should have been him or was him, but it seems as if he's had a bit to say, or there's some cryptic messages up there. What do you read into those messages? Not
a great deal really, other than, you know, at this time of the season there's always a narrative around players and agents and maybe trying to force moves, you know. So it's always disappointing. I had seen some of the comments within that, but like I say, it's something that will always look after the best interests of the club. I think I'm sure you can appreciate as well, there is a narrative around these types of situations that may be about trying to force a move. So, but it's certainly something that the Celtic as a football club and as a fan base are very strong with. So we just manage it going forward.
Who do you think he was directing those comments at? Was it you or somebody in the board or the club in general?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd be disappointed if it was myself, considering taking him in a couple of years ago from where he was at, you know, and developing him and giving him the opportunity, and always being very clear and always being very direct, you know. For Moussa, there's never been any promises, but there's always been a plan. And the plan was that he signed for 4 years, And I felt at the time when we signed him that if he was playing to the level and was developing and improving, there probably would be opportunities for him. Now, amidst all the speculation that's gone on over the last couple of years, we've actually had one club over that period make an inquiry, and obviously in the middle of this week we had the second club. So amidst it all, and all the gossip and speculation goes around, that's where it was at. So in the period over the last couple of years, he's developed very, very well. Been a good guy, works well. But of course, there's been a delicate situation this week, because it's something that going back home to France, playing in the Champions League again, has probably appealed to him. So, like I say, there's a way in which these things happen, and like I say, we all would love it to go to plan all the time. But if it doesn't, then of course we have to continue to work. So like I say, it's part of the game nowadays. So, but like I say, we just focus on the football. And
do you feel let down by some of those comments, and given what you said about what the club and what you've done?
No, not really. No, I think, like I said, it's a game for people. I don't really get involved in it all, to be honest. There's a lot of gossip and speculation around football nowadays, lots of opinion. It doesn't bother me either way. I think the players here, the staff here, everyone here knows, how I work. And of course,
this is one of your players, Brendan.
Hey,
This is one of your players and he's a senior player, you could say, at the club at the moment, who seems to be very unhappy at the moment and where he is at the club.
Yeah, and that, like I said, internally we'll deal with that.
Brendan, and sorry to go on about this, but one of the messages he says, "A man without his word is nothing. A real man keeps his word." The inference there is that he's been betrayed from his point of view. Have you asked him about that? What do you make of that specific comment?
Yeah, I haven't really gone into it with him, to be honest. And like I say, I'm not really here to talk about cryptic messages and whatnot. We've always had an open relationship, as representatives have with the club. Like I say, we understand it's a time whenever it is difficult, because there's a possibility that he can move back home. But we just have to manage through that, and like I say, we'll see how it goes today, and then we'll assess it all from there.
Can you confirm, you said earlier that perhaps players, agents could be driving a move. Can you confirm if he is responsible for these messages, or is it his agent?
I have not got a clue. I wouldn't have a clue. You have all the Twitter messages now, and you've got guys that have Twitter things that are set up that's not even, it's in their name, but it's not even accounted to them. So, and I've been totally honest, I've never been involved in it, I've never been into it. So I wouldn't really know how it all works.
In one other message, he appeared to support the view that perhaps Celtic were willing for Moussa to leave the club in January last year to Brighton. Can you quell that?
150%. 150%. I've never, I spoke to Chris Hughton, on a player, last summer it was. A player he'd asked for, but it wasn't Moussa, and like I say, I repeat, we've never had anything. I seen one of the comments about me encouraging to go to Brighton because it was a bigger club than Celtic. I find that hard, being a Celtic supporter and knowing the size of this club and the worldwide appeal to it, that I would even consider saying anything like that.
Cedric Boyata has been reintegrated into the squad after a similar episode.
Yeah.
Is this a different degree of difficulty you're dealing with here, and is it possible for Moussa to be reintegrated?
Yeah, listen, I always try and do what's best for the club. It's in the best interest of the club. I think you see with Cedric, again, he had a situation. that was difficult for him, but the dialogue was always open. And like I say, we talked about it, talked to his teammates about it. And like I say, there will be a point in time in the future that he will go, I'm sure, in the last year of his contract. But you've seen how he's dealt with it. He's had to take a bit of stick for it, but he's got on with it. And you've seen his last 2 performances, how good he's been. So like I say, we'll assess it and then see where it's at.
Brendan, you said you'll assess it. Is that today? You make a decision on this today, whether Moussa stays or whether he goes?
Well, again, it'll be something that we'll speak with the club later on. But at this moment in time, the stance that we said last night in relation to Moussa is very much the same. So like I say, my job is really to protect the best interests of the club and the group of players that are here training and working every single day, and that doesn't change.
How important, Brendan, is it you don't let this saga with Dembele bubble on or affect what will be obviously a huge game on Sunday?
Yeah, it certainly won't do that. I think that you've seen the performance last night of the players to get through, and they were in this morning recovering with a really good training session. We get Philippe and Youssef in training today as well, so they've given the group a nice little positive feel to it this morning. The training was very, very good, and that's how it's been in the time here. You have to set a standard every day for your work, and those standards we try to maintain them as high as we possibly can. There's always going to be distractions, of course, and none more so than in a transfer window last day. So but now our focus is very, very much on the game. We've had 2 really good results at home, and we always said we would like to finish this first phase of the season with 3 home wins, and that'll be the focus.
Milinkovic, is he signed? Is that confirmed? Or?
Yeah, the paperwork's gone through on that, yeah.
A loan deal for a year?
Yeah.
Available Sunday?
Available, yeah.
What brought you to him, Brendan?
I think we felt we looking at it, and with some of the players and everything that's been injured, and feeling that probably we needed to look at a number 1 centre half. We've got someone who's really dominant in both boxes. He's obviously been brought in by Leicester as a talent for the future. But we see, in terms of where we're at and what can help us for this season, is someone key in that position. And like I said, 6'4", he's very aggressive, he's good on the ball, and like I say, he's ready now. He's 21, but got experience, ready to come in and show his qualities. So that was great, and we thank Leicester for that. And obviously Youssef, you've seen him up here for the last year. I've seen him obviously in the Premier League, and he's a very, very good player. So both those players will come in and add to what we have.
What about Rangers then on Sunday? How big a task will this be to take on a Steven Gerrard's Rangers side in comparison to what you've faced in the last couple of years?
Well, there's no doubt that looking at them and analysing them, that Stephen's done a very good job since gone in, pulled together a lot of players and clear how they work, and I think what is key is they brought in some good players, players of a higher level that allows them to obviously work in a better way. So now he's had a very good pre-season. But like I say, it's not so much the manager or whoever you're up against, whether it was Graham Murty or Mark or Pedro, it doesn't matter. It's really about the players on the field, and you try and organise your team to play against the opponent. And like I say, for us, it's a great game to finish this phase of games. Celtic Rangers game at Celtic Park, it's got the added edge to it, where it's mostly going to be predominantly Celtic supporters there, so that'll be an interesting dynamic to the game, having been involved in 11 of them now, and then how the dynamics of it are. So but yeah, it's a fantastic game, and no doubt we'll be ready.
What do you make of that the change of dynamic in terms of only a small away support at both grounds this season for the Old Firm game?
I'll probably tell you better, Ronnie, after I've been involved in both games, you know, both at Celtic Park and at Ibrox. You know, I thought that the atmospheres that we've been in have been amazing in all the games, whether they've been there or the ones at Hampden. So obviously this is a slightly different one. So we'll see how it is. Of course, you know, you're at home and you get predominantly your supporters, and of course it gives you a great encouragement. So, but I probably won't be able to tell you until after.
Any concern that it might dilute it though? Dilute the atmosphere?
No. Well, I don't know. Well, we need to wait and see, don't we? Of course, it's going to be. I think the beauty of these games was the two sets of supporters in there. Both, you know, Rangers were coming to Celtic Park, or us going to Ibrox. You know, with that large contingent of away support, it always gave it that great special atmosphere. So we'll see how it is.
Given everything that's happened for both clubs over pre-season, how important is it to make a statement on Sunday and sort of reassert the dominance that Celtics have had over Rangers over the past number of years?
Not really. I think it's just about, you know, for us it's just about, you know, staying calm and focused. You know, we know how we want to play. We play really aggressively. In the last couple of years we've been dominant in the fixture, and we continue to be, you know. So, but it doesn't come to you. You have to work hard, and you have to show your qualities. And these are games they're amazing games to be involved in. So, like I say, being the first one of the season, and it should be a really special game.
What's on the teams you will face in the group stages of the Europa League?
Yeah, well, interesting. Obviously, both of the Red Bull teams, and then back to Rosenborg. It's funny actually. Their captain says to us afterwards, "Hope we'll maybe see you next year." I don't think he thought he would see us in a few months' time. So yeah, but not, like I say, they're great games. It's you know a wonderful competition, and for us the football and rewards and is all there for us. So tough group, but we'll look forward to when those games arrive.
Find a chance of getting out.
Well, that's our plan. You know, our plan is to do the very best we can. You know, people ask about where do you want to go, how far do you want to go in the competition. We just do our very, very best. And like I say, these last couple of years, how the players have mixed between the European and the domestic has been first class. So for us, coming into the Europa League, it's a competition again that we want to go as far as we can. But we'll respect the three teams that's in there.
Is there any other interest in any of your players, Brendan, possibly going out?
Yeah, I think there'll be a few of the younger players certainly going out, and there is a bit of interest in one or two of our senior players. But yeah, we'll just see how that evolves over the rest of the day.
Possibly.
There's interest in Scott, yeah.
And has Stephen Gerrard been in touch since you both qualified for the group stages?
Yeah, no. We've had a text message, but nothing more than that. I think it's one, guys. Listen, I know you'd love. There's a great narrative here in the game with the two of us having worked together and now in the teams, but listen, our jobs are so busy. And I remember talking to Alex McLeish about it. You know, by the time he come up here, and Gordon was the manager here, and they've been close friends, but you just never get the chance to see each other, never. You know, or speak so much. So just so engrossed in our jobs and our work. But I look forward to seeing him on. Sunday.
Was it just a well done? He said to you.
Yeah.
Was it just a well done text, or was it just a sort of thing?
No. It was one that I sent him a message after they got through. So as I said, it's for Scottish teams. I think you look at the competition. It's a tough run of games. And like I say, if you get through at the end and qualify for European football, then it's like I say, it's very tough. So to do it, it's a well done. So like I say, that was it really.
Have you been surprised by how well he's done so early on in his managerial?
Well, I think that you just never know when you go into a job, but like I say, I think towards the end of last season, him and Mark had a good chance to probably plan and look at the squad and then be ready for when they come in at pre-season. Stephen, as a player, standards were always very high, and he looked to take that into his managerial career. So, like I say, they've recruited some good players. They've upped the level of their team, and like I say, they've had some good results. So, but like I say, this will be an interesting game, and a game to look forward to the weekend.
Being at home, is the pressure on you more than it is on Rangers?
Listen, I'm always happy to take the pressure. There's no worry about that. We expect to win every game we play. So there's no different. There's home and away. We expect to play well and to get a victory. So I don't think there's any more or less pressure on us.
Right,
Okay.
thanks, Brian.